Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and welcome to the Rock Show. And this is the second Rock Show of 2019, and it's a very unusual one. I've got a guest. It was threatened for a while, but I've got Steve Brooks with me.
Oh, good Lord.
He's here, and he's going to punk up the Rock Show for us. First of all, congratulations on the new EP from Dead Sea Scouts. It's called Flotsam, and it's out now.
Thank you very much. Yes, we finally got it done. It's been lying around for ages, and we finally managed to do something with it. So it is available in Size Sounds and other music retailers in Lewes, and it will be available tomorrow on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, everything else.
Just about everywhere. Then.
Everywhere, and then we will be launching it officially here at the chapel at the end of March.
Excellent. That's what we want to hear. Now, let's get on to what this show's all about. It's the music. So we're looking at how punk influenced metal today.
Well, yes, or vice versa, really.
Well, punk never went away, did it?
So no.
Everything influences everything else.
Yeah. What I kind of started looking at, really, was where metal had its punk moment. And this was quite interesting, because, to be honest, hands up, I didn't really know a great deal about metal at all before I started looking into this. And round about 79, 80, you had what was started to be called the new wave of British heavy metal. And basically, it was bands going back to their kind of roots and using kind of a punk DIY aspect. And and kind of started doing it for themselves. And the first track I've got is Iron Maiden's Prowler, and this is from their demo tape, the Soundhouse tapes. It was 1979.
Well, there you go. Iron Maiden's Prowler, and that was a demo version. You can find that on their very first album called Iron Maiden from 1980. And to be fair, it doesn't sound much better.
No, it's pretty good for a demo tape.
Yeah, it was very good for a demo tape.
Yeah, with the original singer as well. Can't remember his name now.
Paul Di'Anno.
Paul Di'Anno, that's it. Who went to prison for fraud. Yeah.
We believe.
Yeah, the VAT number of the beast, apparently. Next up, I was looking through this as well. Came across the fact that there was this label, Neat Records. I think they were based up in Tyne and Wear, or out that way somewhere. And they kind of started bringing out loads of bands as well around this time who were part of this new wave of British heavy metal. So there was a particular album called Metal for Mothers. Probably Mothers was the name that Headbangers at the time took up as their banner, really. And
it wasn't a really weird Mother's Day present then.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Here, mother, here's a metal for you. Yes. So with that in mind, yes, from that album, 1980, this is Sledgehammer with Sledgehammer.
That weren't bad at all. I've got a feeling I played some Sledgehammer when I did the new wave of British heavy metal shows.
Did you? Oh, right.
But I didn't play that one.
No, yes, I say, that was on that album, Metal for Mothers, and I quite enjoyed that. And it did have kind of, the heavier end of punk.
Well, punk, I think, was definitely responsible for speed metal.
Yes,
and
definitely.
I have actually, for once, been able to find some information about one of these new wave of British heavy metal bands. They were from Slough. Founded in the spring of 1978 by former schoolteacher Mike Cook. He was the guitarist and vocalist. The bassist Terry Pearce and drummer Ken Rebel. And their first appearance as Sledgehammer was an opening act for Motorhead.
Oh, well, that's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all.
Bad at
I
all,
had to go to the German Wikipedia page for that, so I've had to translate a little.
The metal's getting heavier as we speak, isn't it? Really?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the next one I kind of found, which again is on this Neat Records, and this is actually a B-side of the original single, but talking about people that introduced, they came out of this kind of attitude of punk and then formed a metal band and then gone on to influence whole loads of other things, is Venom. And of course it's like archetypal black metal, thrash metal in a way. And they were on Neat Records in 1980, and this is the B-side of their first single, and this is Live Like an Angel, Die Like a Devil.
haven't played Venom for a little while, and I haven't heard that one. That was cool.
Yeah, no, that was the B-side of the original single, wasn't it? What was that? In League with Satan?
In League with Satan.
Yeah.
And the album was called Welcome to Hell from 1981.
Yeah, I was listening to that, and we were just chatting about how one of the kind of differences you can hear certainly in kind of speed metal like that was coming out and different things is a level of musicianship that you may not have been obvious in punk, to be honest, or a need to sound musical.
Well, punk certainly started as a loud, angry noise, whether you could play or not. But it did mature very quickly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They soon learned that they're going to have to play if they were going to get anywhere.
Yeah, and quite a few of them were musicians anyway. They were just kind of hiding it behind loads of spiky air.
Well, you've only got to look at the number of them that's still about.
Yeah,
that's true, yeah. They wouldn't have had that sort of longevity if all they were doing was guitar abuse. I don't know, some of them.
Guitar abuse, yeah. Is that the police outside?
I want to bring one up now. This is new punk to prove that it hasn't gone away, and this is a band that I played for the first time last year, I believe. This is Naked Six, and I think this was their first single, because they're not, as far as I know, they're not signed. And this is What I'm Told.
Switch on the music on the radio, yeah. But it's a shame it don't sound like music no more. They'll shake you up and make you play by the rules. But I'm afraid I got a problem doing what I'm told. They'll treat you like a fool. Free from the hood. They tried to force me in a suit and a tie. Yeah, I know. Yeah, forget that. I'll watch them try. Yeah, you love it now, punk. Yeah, you love it now. Yeah, you love me now, sucker. Yeah, you love me. Move over, businessman. What you gonna do? 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 Yeah, you love it now, punk. Yeah, you love me now. Yeah, you love me now, sucker. Yeah, you love me now. But I'm afraid I got a problem doing what I'm told.
Naked Six there with What I'm Told. They're currently out of Yorkshire, although the drummer's mum lives in Seaford and is a friend of our classical Philippa, who incidentally introduced me to them.
Yeah, very nice, yeah.
They're a great band.
Yeah.
I've been hoping to get an interview with them, but they've been so busy. They've been playing as support acts all over the place.
Right, yeah.
For lots of different bands. I really hope they've got signed. I'm going to check them out this year and find out what's going on.
Yeah, doing
and
quite
then
well. Yeah,
try and get in contact and get an interview with them.
Yeah, no, that sounded great. And it was, interesting how, like you say, the sound was very similar to, what was going on back in the 70s and 80s, yeah. But with, slightly better in production values, I think.
I've got another young British punk act later on, Slaves.
Right. Oh, right.
They're very good, from Tunbridge Wells. They always make me chuckle when I think about that.
They are, yeah.
But what have you got next?
Okay, next up, I'm still looking at these neat records and this new wave of British heavy metal. And another one that I found on there is the rather charmingly named Fist. And what I quite like about this, it actually sounds a bit new wavy in the sense that we remember new wave bands that came out just after punk and post-punk, and it's kind of got a bit, and also lyrically as well, all they're talking about is being on the dole, and it's quite an interesting tune really. So this is Fist and SS Gyro.
There we go. Yes. Thank you, Ben. Yeah. Sorry. What? Where? Fist. SS Gyro. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think underneath when you listen, music-wise, it's kind of like the heavy end of pub rock. You know, the Australian kind of rock and roll as well. Under there, I suppose.
There is. I'm not really a huge fan of Fist.
No. Well, who is?
They really did seem to just be trying to be Iron Maiden.
Right.
And that probably had a lot to do with the fact they didn't last very long.
No, true,
but they have had a bit of a resurgence.
Right.
There was a compilation plus unreleased material album put out in 2002.
Right.
Because they got dropped by their label before they put this album out. So it wasn't complete.
Right.
And some of it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's not the sort of stuff you want to listen to regularly.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, that kind of ends my delve into neat records and the new wave of British heavy metal, which I guess in a way could be seen as metal's punk moment in the sense that it went kind of back to its roots, rediscovered itself and different things. The more obvious tack I could have done is just looking for metal bands doing covers of punk songs, which is what's going to be next. So the next track is going to basically Anthrax from their Armed and Dangerous EP, their first record, I think it was, in 1985. And basically this is their version of God Save the Queen. I've just had an argument with Google about this. It tried to tell me that was 2007, but it wasn't, was it?
2007, no. Bad Google.
No, it was Armed and Dangerous, their first EP from 1985.
Back in your box, Google.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's quite good, to be honest. And, I mean, it's... Yeah, obviously showing their what they were into as well. If it's their first EP, they're going like, well, let's do that, and it works quite well. Yeah,
it's a very good record.
Yeah. Whereas the next track that I picked, which is from 2000, is kind of the reverse. It's the new kind of punk, the what could be disparagingly called the Punk 101 scene in America, and this was an album that came out then called Punk Goes Metal. And I was like, oh, what's on this then? And this is like the best track on there. And to be honest, it's not that good. And anyway, this is a band called Divot doing Judas Priest's Breaking the Law.
No, you're right. It hasn't got the menace of Judas Priest, has it?
No, it hasn't got that kind of Rob Halford whispery kind of nastiness about it.
And you won't be surprised to find out I can't find a thing about them other than they were on the Punk Goes Metal album.
Well, there you go. So, it's kind of, it works in some ways and it doesn't work in others, unfortunately.
Well, while we're on the Punk 101, as you put it, the new stuff, I thought I'd play that aforementioned Slave track because I love it. This is Cheer Up London.
Are you done digging your grave yet? Put
Oh, there you go. From the album Are You Satisfied from 2015. And I have a chuckle every time I think about them.
Yeah, no, I think they're brilliant.
Being from Royal Tunbridge Wells,
Absolutely.
it doesn't seem right, does it? Punk band from Tunbridge Wells.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is when you talk about places that we mentioned so far, like Slough, Tunbridge Wells, and all that song's about London. The next band that I've picked on mine, one of them was a Gravedigger in Hemel Hempstead.
Lovely.
And various other ones. One was a cleaner, I think, was it in Windsor or Slough? Another one was just a reprobate. But I was kind of thinking, is there a punk band that kind of were almost metal? For my money, that's The Damned, basically.
Yeah,
I think you could kind of take it either way. Yeah, and I think I tried to find a track that emphasise that, and I think I've come up with this one. It says "Neat, neat, neat."
From 1977.
Yeah.
And the album Damned, Damned, Damned.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you know, I think Sensible could have fitted in a metal band quite easily, to be honest. Anyone.
I don't know. I think he might have got beaten up.
You think?
Yeah. He's a bit of a knob, isn't he?
Well, he probably got beaten up anywhere. But, you know, I think more of his guitar playing, to be honest. But yeah, and to kind of like reinforce the point about the kind of punk and metal crossover it was doing here. The next one is basically Guns N' Roses covering The Damned. And, it's almost note for note the same. But this is New Rose.
Is she really going out with him?
I got a feeling
Do you know what? I always forget just how good the Spaghetti Incident album is.
It's not bad, is it? Quite frankly.
Considering it's all covers and you don't have to work very hard, they've done a good job on most of it.
Yeah. I think they get unfairly slated for that album.
It doesn't get much airplay. I mean, I don't give it much airplay. I'll have to remedy that.
Yeah.
I want to sneak in another one.
Yeah, no, you carry on.
I've got a band that came out of the Seattle grunge scene.
Right.
But every now and again went a bit darker. This is Terrorvision and Still the Rhythms.
Sick with that good and now holier than shit attitudes. Still the war goes on, just drop the bombs, nothing left to lose. There's a bullet in this gun, so you've got till the count of one before they shoot. Let's get a disease. There's nothing better to do, so I'll give it to you and then we'll do as we please. We'll move to Mars, buy big fast cars and spread with ease. Cause this gun's pointing at you, so you've only got till 2 before they shoot. Still rhythm goes. Still rhythm goes. Still rhythm goes. Let's start a war. Lots of people get killed, we destroy the world, there's nothing left no more. Rip the earth up, erase right off its face, just say we're bored. See if that gun's pointing at me, then you've only got till 3 before they shoot. Let's invent a drug, yeah, that's addictive quick, makes you sick with an instant hug. We'll sell it to kids who'll flip their lids on total crook. You don't get till the count of 4, they don't do that anymore before they shoot.
That's a really peculiar mix of quite sedate musicianship and shit, screaming and shouting.
Yes. I was going to shout tequila at the end then. but yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah,
they were a band that I had high hopes for.
Right.
And that's from the album How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Right.
From 90s. I think it's 92.
Right.
Maybe a bit later. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then they sort of fizzled out.
Yeah, they kind of...
And they tried to get back together, and then they did get back together, did a couple of tours, and still they haven't made a new album.
Yeah.
And they've gone away again.
To be honest, when I was looking through all these bands, the amount of lineup changes that they go through. I mean, Venom were, and even Iron Maiden before, they got settled. It's just like loads and loads of people coming and going.
Yeah.
It's almost like, have you got an amp? Yeah, turn up today.
Yeah.
And it's like,
can you play? No, never mind.
No, never mind. No. Have you had your haircut? No, leave it. Right. So, Yeah, I was kind of like, as well as the Damned, I think kind of being the band that for me is like the punk band that could have been a metal band. I was kind of thinking, is there one song that kind of sums up what I've been looking at? And actually, there is actually. And basically, my theory is, and I could probably prove this with ice cubes and a fan, is that the song Motorhead that Hawkwind recorded in '74 with fiddles and stuff like that, you then put it through the filter of punk and change the amount of amphetamines that Lemmy's on, and you get this, Motorhead by Motorhead.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? So, yeah, 1977, the height of punk, and that one's released as well. And the funny thing is, whenever I think of Motorhead and punk, I always think of that picture of Lemmy draped over Wendy O. Williams. Which I won't describe any further.
No, please don't.
Quite frankly. But yeah, brilliant.
Well, time's running out, and I've got two I want to fit in. And one of them is more or less the epitome of what you called the Punk 101 from the States, because Electric Frankenstein more or less invented punk metal.
Oh, right, fantastic.
And they've got hundreds of albums, there's loads of stuff going on there. Artwork's amazingly funny. And I can't remember the album title, I'm going to have to look this up. But the track is Cut from the Inside from Electric Frankenstein. There you go, Electric Frankenstein from 1999, and the album How to Make a Monster Rock.
No, I like that.
With a very rude album cover.
Indeed, yes. We shan't describe that either.
No, we shan't.
But that was great, yeah.
That's it. We really are out of time, Steve. Thank you very much.
That's all right, Ben. My pleasure, yeah.
A great show, a great playlist. Thank you for joining me. You've been listening to Radio Lewis, where the music matters. This has been The Rock Show Gets Punked. I've been Ben Fuller with the wonderful Steve Brooks, and we're going to end the show, because you mentioned about Motorhead, another one of theirs that I really feel has the punky feel was Overkill.
Right, yes, absolutely, yeah.
But I've got Metallica covering it to bring us back into Rock Show Fair. So until next time, bye-bye. No, we haven't.
Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.